Hello there. So this is my second part of testing out new Makeup Revolution makeup. I just totally forgot what I was doing for a second there. Did you see? There was a moment she was zoned out into the abyss thinking, what am I doing? What's going on? Anyway, yes. So I'm going to be testing out Makeup Revolution makeup. In the first part of this two-part series, I mean, it's a mini-series, but it's still a series, I feel. I tested out the liquid highlighters. I will link that video down below. Just as a sequel to that, I am going to be testing the Starlight liquid highlighter mixed in with my foundation today. I didn't test that kind of purposing of this liquid highlighter in the first video. I actually came to the conclusion in that video that this product would probably come into its own and just have the best time of its life mixed in with a foundation as opposed to putting on top or using as a base. So yeah, so I'm going to be doing that. I also have the new lace baking powder. I actually bought this under the assumption that it was a setting powder, but it's quite clearly not. I should pay more attention. It's a luxury baking powder. I don't bake. I think that baking is a little bit extra, you know, but I don't really understand it. To me, it's an extra step, and whenever I've tried to do it, it's made my face feel like the Sahara Desert. But I'm going to be trying it out today anyway, because you never know, with my new lace baking powder, it may all make sense. I also have a new brow Promenade. This is in the shade Taupe, and it's I do believe that I've tried a Freedom Promenade before, but I think it was in the blonde shade. This is in the taupe shade. I absolutely love using Promenades to do my eyebrows. I just find them so easy, and they just give you such like an intense, like lady boss eyebrow. Finally, we have a lip liner from Freedom Makeup. This is in the shade Nude, and it always makes me feel like a bit saucy when I'm like, oh yes, hello nude. I mean, really, I have a nude right here. This is my nude. This is nude, nude, nude. How many times can I say nude? Nude, nude, nude. Nude, nude, nude. Anyway, stop it, Amwin. And I also have one of the rose gold lipsticks. This is in the shade Triumph. I don't think this is new. I think it's been out forever. So yeah, I just thought, why not? I actually tried two of these, and I liked one and I hated the other one. So we shall see. Will this one cut the mustard or not? Who knows? But first, we're going to begin with foundation. So I'm going to put a couple of drops of my Ready Set Gorgeous, a couple of drops, I mean more like the biggest blob in the world, and then I'm going to pop in, this is what I'm going to put a couple of drops of. Okay, so this is Starlight, and it's the liquid highlighter. As I said, I will link my first impression down below so you can see what these liquid highlighters are all about. So I've just plopped a little bit on there, and it's quite rapidly making its way south. So I'm just going to like mix them together with my finger. I feel like this is definitely going to be the best kind of way to use these liquid highlighters. I don't know why, I just feel like when I applied them on top of my foundation, they pretty much just kind of like disappeared. Like they were still there, but they gave me more of like a glow from within as opposed to like a, you know, a panini popping highlight. So I'm just plopping this on. I obviously can't really see any difference at this point, but it's early days. I mean, really, Mrs. Eager over here wanting to see immediate results. I mean, come on, get it together. So what I'm actually hoping for here is that my foundation will take on a very luminized, glowy look. I want it to have a moment just being like the glowiest foundation in the world. This foundation isn't very matte. It's more of like a natural kind of finish. So I think I will definitely be able to tell if it's suddenly looking super glowy. Okay, so I've applied the foundation, and I definitely do feel like it's looking a lot more kind of radiant and dewy and glowy. Can you see that? Definitely a lot more than it would usually be. So I feel like I was totally correct. Don't you just love that when your speculations come to fruition? And yes, I was right. I mean, I'm always right. She's not. She's never right. She likes to think it. But I do feel like in future, my kind of main use of the liquid highlighters will be mixed in with my foundation. I just feel like it adds an extra glow, especially if you have a foundation that you love, but it's a little bit too matte. Pop a little bit of the liquid highlighter in and you are going to be glowing all day. Okay, so next I'm going to apply a little bit of the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer just below my eyes. I actually don't usually apply a lot of concealer because I feel like on my more mature sassy skin it just makes my skin look like super old. You'll notice as well this is not the right shade. I thought I owned the Urban Decay Naked Weightless Concealer. Where's it gone? I have no idea. I literally just spent the last 8 minutes searching for it. I have no idea where it's gone. So I'm going to just use this. I mean, I know it's not necessarily the right shade. By the way, I never do this. Like, I don't conceal like this, but we're doing it today. Where else do people conceal? Oh, they do a big cock on their forehead. Okay, so I will do a big cock on my forehead. Why not? Okay, right, so I'm just going to blend this out and then we're going to bake. Bake. My mum heard that. She would say, Alan, you're baking cakes? Oh my gosh, I knew you would do it one day. And I'd say, no mum, I'm baking my face. And she'd say, what? You're baking your face? What is this? You're putting some sponge on your face? And I said, well, yes, actually, I'm putting sponge on my face. Not the kind of sponge that you're talking about. I mean, really. Bring a little bit of contour as well so I can bake underneath, you know, the contour line, because obviously that's kind of what people do. What's going on there? What is going on? By the way, this is my absolute favourite way to contour. It's the Ultra Contour Stick by, again, Makeup Revolution. Super affordable. The formula is like super creamy. I use this in the shade Fair. There are two kind of light kind of options. There's Fair and there's Light. Light is definitely a lot more warm tone, whereas if you look at my hand here, Fair is definitely more of like a cooler toned contour. So just pop that there. I mean, really. And what am I doing next? Just maybe to brighten up my under eye, I'll use the light side. Just to kind of lighten up my under eye. I've just used a little bit of the highlighting side. Can you see how, like, by the way, not the best at contouring, but how the contour stick has just kind of added a little element of like a faux shadow. I mean, I know I'm not the best, but just winging it. Okay, so we're going to go in. Why am I shaking it? Why? See, you can see I'm an amateur. No idea, but I'm excited actually. This could like turn a lady onto baking. So, okay, so like, where do I put this? Like, this is an issue for me. Where do I put this in the lid? I mean, that's not going to be big enough for me to actually implement. How do you use this? I mean, let me see. What? I mean, I've hit a little bit of a sticky situation. But I forgot that I was going to review this at the end of the video. So I'm actually going to use the back of this palette. Just for now, I'm just completely improvising. The powder itself looks to be quite... Oh, I've just blown it off. The powder itself looks to be quite kind of ivory toned, I'd say. So I'm just going to plop it on my sponge. You're probably screaming, I mean, that's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. I mean, do I put it underneath? This is what I've seen people do. They just plop it on like that. And I'll do the same. Look, already it just feels like all of the moisture has just been sucked out my skin. So look, is that right? Is that what I do? I don't know. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. She is feeling it today. Okay, so let's pop a little bit more on. And this is what I've seen people do. And it looks majestical when they do it. And I'm not going to be able to do this. But you know when they go like this? Did I do it? Oh my gosh, I did it. I thought that was going to be a disaster. I don't know if it's something to do with this powder being... I don't know. It's almost creamy in a way. Like it feels creamy. If that makes sense. Shall we see if like, okay, let's see if I can do it for the second time. People on Instagram do this all the time. The definite difference between this powder and say my Laura Mercier powder, it just feels a lot creamier, you know. I don't know, it just feels a lot creamier. Look at me. Oh my gosh, I best do my chin as well. I mean, pop that on there. Okay, so I mean, that's me baking. I'm baking right now. Like, I feel like I should phone my mum. Hey mum, I'm baking right now. I mean, really, she would love it. Okay, so, right. So whilst this is all just baking, I mean, baking away on my face, I'm going to move on to the eyebrows. This is the Eyebrow Pomade in Taupe. This, I'm going to be using my little Juvia's Place eyebrow brush. This is my favourite eyebrow brush. Okay, so, oh my gosh, it looks very, very grey. Look at that. Okay, so this is my current favourite brow promenade. This is by Juvia's Place, and it's in the shade, it doesn't actually say, but it's like a, you'll see, it's like a medium browny kind of shade, I would say. So, I mean, these are very different. They couldn't be more different. So this can be interesting because actually the Juvia's Place one, I really love the shade. If not, maybe it's a little too dark. I really love using brow promenades to do my eyebrows because I feel like once you kind of get the hang of it and you get your own kind of technique, it's so much easier and quicker to get your eyebrows done. And also, I feel like you get a super intense, like, I mean business kind of, I'll come and break your balls if you mess about with me kind of, you know, eyebrow. So I like that. Okay, so I don't know about the shade. Like, I do not know about the shade at this point. What I do is, like, not that you care, but I do like little, like, you know, pretend like faux hairs going on up there. And then I don't know if the shade is working for me is the only thing. So I just kind of, and it feels to be quite thick, although I don't know if that's just because, you know, it's not really being used. For some reason I'm losing an eyebrow. I've lost an eyebrow hair. Can you see that? Okay. By the way, my under eyes are feeling so dry right now. I love using promenades because you can get a really good, like, sassy end. Like, look at that sassy end. I mean, really. Natural formula feels good and on really nicely. I'm not sure about the shade, but I'm going to have to just do the other eyebrow and then, you know, see how they actually sit on my face before I judge. What I am noticing, which I'm not really liking, you can see like little balls of you know, the product is kind of balling up, and my Juvia's Place one has started to do that recently after I've been using it for months. So it's a bit worrying that this one is like doing it on the first application. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead, do the other eyebrow, and then I will be back. Oh, hello, JJ. What are you up to? Hey, JJ's come to say hello. Buddy. Hello. Mummy's just doing her eyebrows. What have you been up to? Oh, buddy, you sound really wheezy. He's not feeling very well. See you in a sec. Thanks for stopping by, bud. Love you.
Bye-bye. Love you.
Notice, though, he didn't question my face, like, at all. Like, what's that? Mummy, what are you up to right now? I mean, really? Anyway. Hello.
Hey, Mr. Smudgy Pants.
Is that my new name?
You're Mr. Your Fat.
Oh, Mr. Lafat, that's cute, bud.
I'm Mr. Unicorn Your Fat.
Unicorn Lafat. Oh, that's very cute.
Hey, I'm Mr. Floppiest Girl.
Oh, thanks, Jay. Is this all things Mommy is?
Hey, I'm Mr. Beautiful.
I love you.
I love you.
I love you more.
Why are you copying what I'm saying?
Buddy, you sound very croaky. Have you got a frog in your throat?
Have you got a frog in your throat?
I don't think so.
Yes, you do.
I have done my eyebrows. I have no issue with the formula. I think the formula is really creamy, really kind of just easy to work with. It's not like too scarily pigmented, and it's very comparable to the Juvia's Place formula, and obviously a lot cheaper. The brow pomade by Freedom costs £5. The Juvia's Place one is this much. I mean, I have no idea. The lovely Maria got me the Juvia's Place one. Thank you, Maria. I'm loving it. So in the past, I've tried the ABH brow pomade. Again, that one was really good, but in terms of the formula, can't see any difference. I definitely recommend, if you're into brow promenades, I would definitely go for the Makeup Revolution one. Save yourself some money. It's one of those products that you just don't have to spend a lot of money on, like with mascara, with a lip liner, which we're going to be putting to the test next. I just don't think you need to blow your budget on it, you know. The only thing that I don't really know if it's working for me is the shade. And it does say that this is like, you know, a taupey shade that is complementary for light blonde hair. I don't think so. I don't know. It's different. It's very different to what I'm used to. I'm used to like a warmer brow, and this is very cool toned. So it's almost coming off looking green. I don't know if anyone saw my video that I did ages ago where I was trying out some brow stencils. It was hilarious. I used, I think it was by Freedom, the blonde one. And again, that one looked very green, like camo green. And these ones are coming off as looking green. Is it just me? Like if you own this in taupe, does it look slightly green to you, or does it look grey? I don't know, but I'm going to be wearing this for the next few days, and I will give you a little update in the comments to let you know what my kind of, you know, final thoughts on the shade is, because it's just something very different for me. I don't know whether to leave the baking on. Like, am I going to end up overcooked and just spoil everything? I don't know, but is it possible to do that? I'm going to leave it on till the end of the video, and then we can do the big reveal at the end. I'm going to move on to the Freedom Pro lip liner. This is in the shade Nude. One of the traditional kind of lip liners where you have to like sharpen it, which is the bane of my existence because I can never find a sharpener, and then I end up just like wasting them all because as soon as it goes blunt, that's it, because I can never find a sharpener, so I don't sharpen them. So I'm a much bigger fan of the automatic kind of lip pencil. Alex kind of headbutted me this morning, which was not so great. It was an accident, like he didn't do it on purpose. I was kind of thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I hope my lips swell up and then I'll have like fabulously pouty lips. Does anyone think that? You know, if you bang your lip and you think, I don't know, I'm going to look on the positive side of this and think, if it swells up, I'm just going to look like I've had my lips done. I mean, it's not a total, you know, bummer. Okay, so anyway, I feel like this is doing much at all. Like literally, I can barely see it. Okay, so I mean, that was the most boring segment ever. I just can't see it. I mean, I can't see it. I also do prefer an automatic liner. As I said earlier, I just feel like it's creamier and not so excited about the lip pencil. And move on to Triumph. This is a very brown autumnal kind of shade. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's just like a perfect chocolate brown. I love brown lipsticks. They just remind me of the 90s, and I just think they're really grungy, and I'm going to just go for this. Oh my gosh, it's so creamy and it's so opaque. Oh wow. Oh wow, look at that. And it doesn't look like totally matte. It looks like it's got a bit of a gloss, not a gloss, but like a shine to it. Oh my gosh, like this is a perfect chocolate brown shade, or poo brown, I mean whatever you would prefer, you know. Oh my gosh. Oh, the formula of this is exquisite. Oh my gosh, like I don't think I've ever applied a creamier, more kind of satisfyingly kind of just glossy, luxurious lipstick ever. Like I don't think so. This was like £4, and I didn't have the hugest expectations because I've tried 2 more of these kind of rose gold. By the way, the packaging is exquisite. I tried 2 more of these, like a Barbie pink shade and like a coral shade. I loved the coral one. The formula was really, really good, but the pink one was just dog turd. Like it was a disaster. This formula is different to even the coral one that I really liked. So I feel like the formula just like varies quite a lot between the shades. But this one, Triumph, oh my gosh, I'm loving this. This is perfection. Like if you love a brown lip, this is just amazing. Like paired up with like an autumnal kind of, you know, smoky cranberry brown eye. This is your man. I mean, I'm loving that. So I totally recommend Triumph. And it feels so comfortable. Like it feels like I've just put some Vaseline on my lips. You know, and I was going to say something super rude then. But anyway, okay, so the moment is upon us. I am armed with my unicorn brush, and I'm going to get the baking off. I mean, the baking is coming off. I'm done. It was like the alarm on the cooker was going beep, 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 beep. And it's like, okay, she's done. She's ready to look fabulous. Okay, so I'm just going like this. I don't know what I'm hoping to see here. I'm not really too sure. Okay. So I'm just going like that. I mean, really. Okay, so my face looks very smooth. I do feel like, because I've had all that powder on under there, can you see how those fine lines under my eyes extremely kind of emphasized, and I do feel like the area looks quite dry. See, this is why I don't conceal under my eyes. This is why I don't bake, because look, can you see that? I feel like if you've got youthful, like really perfect skin without fine lines, the baking situation could be really great, and I can see why it would really just make your skin look flawless. But on me, I'm just like, I feel like sometimes I'm the only one. Like, am I the only one that cannot do baking or have any form of powder under my eyes? Like, really, I need some Botox already. Like, seriously, if I could have Botox, I would take it. If someone knocked at my door right now and said, I'm armed, I've got a vial of Botox in here, let me just pump this into your face, I would say, where do you want me? Where? On the doorstep? Let's go. I mean, really. So I wouldn't even check if they had a license. I would just do it. I mean, I like it like under my contour. I do feel like maybe that's just made the area look a little bit like cleaner. I think it's actually a really good quality powder. I really like the creaminess of it. And I can see that if you are someone that bakes, you know, from time to time or on a daily basis, I think you would really like this. It's actually, I can tell it's a really good quality kind of product. The problem is it is quite heavy, so it will sit heavy on your skin. If you, like me, have mature skin, then you probably can relate to what I'm saying about the fine line situation. It's a real drag, and I do like it like under my contour. I wonder how this would work as, you know, just like a setting powder, like an all over setting powder. So I'm just gonna pop a little bit of the stuff that's left on my brush, and I'm going to just, oh my gosh, it won't stop coming. I mean, that's what she said. I mean, really. So I'm just gonna apply this to my chin. I feel like it's gonna be like a really thick setting powder, and it does actually look really, really good. It's a little bit cakey, which is probably why it is advertised as a baking powder, because I think from a distance, like, my skin looks pretty good, but when I look, if you can see, I don't know if you can see that up close, can you see it does look a little bit heavy around my chin? But you know what, I'm not hating it. I'm not hating it. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this video. I hope that you enjoyed it and you have just enjoyed it. I mean, I've enjoyed it. I've loved the Promenade. I've loved the, oh my god, the lipstick is like my favourite thing ever right now. I love mixing the Starlight liquid highlighter in with my foundation. I think that is definitely the best use of it in my opinion. The lip liner, just like literally, it could just leave right now and I just would not care. Like, seriously. I also, I mean, I've got setting powder all over my palette now. That was like a setting powder snowstorm. Before I go, I just want to give you a mini review of the Chocolate and Peaches palette by I Heart Makeup. This is what she looks like inside. You've probably seen this by now. It's meant to be a dupe of the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I have to say, like, I've been using this for the past few days. I've got it on today as well. I do think it's a really good palette when you consider the low price. It's only $7.99, and I think the quality of the eyeshadows in here is exceptional for such a low price. I think they're extremely beautiful. It's very versatile. Like, when I first saw this, I definitely was not too excited about it. I don't know why. I was just maybe having a salty day, but after having used it a few times, I actually think it's really versatile. It's just got some really beautiful kind of shimmers, beautiful kind of matte shades. You've got cool tones, you've got warm tones. The only downsides of this palette for me personally is that I found that some of the eyeshadows that weren't very pigmented, so you do have to work a little bit harder with some of them. And also I feel like some of them do look a little bit patchy. Like, can you see I blended and blended and blended this morning, but I just feel like maybe I didn't get as good a blend as I do with my other eyeshadow palettes that I love. So I feel like the shimmers do definitely kind of need just a little bit of like Fix Plus or just like water just to make them really pop. They look okay on their own, but I do feel like just to take them to that next level of sass, it's good just to mix a little bit of water or something in with them, just so that they can really like shine. But with all that being said, for $7.99, this is a really wonderful palette. If you're a fan of like pinks, peaches, just like lots of like beautiful chocolatey kind of shades, I would totally recommend this palette. I think you'd really, really love it. It comes with a big mirror. The packaging is so cute. I just love it. It's really like, I don't know, I just feel like it's super solid. It's just good. It's like a solid partner. It's like he's not going anywhere. He's not going to be broken. Oh no, he's just doing his thing. So that finally brings us to the end of the video. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and let me know if I've missed anything out. If you've got any comments or questions, please feel free to ask me down below, and I will be back soon with more.